All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Want to talk about all the buzz in the news. And we're going to start with this story from today, September 25th, 2019. News and buzz. Queer Eye star endorses Elizabeth Warren for president. And again, Elizabeth Warren, the only candidate who's going to be 71 years old at the time of the election. 71's the 20th prime. It's the 2020 election, the first Democratic debate. Elizabeth Warren got the brunt of attention. That debate was 71 weeks from the election, held on a date with 71 numerology with 20 candidates. 71, the 20th prime. The first question asked was in regards to the state of the economy, which had a 71% approval rating for President Trump for one more 71. Anyway, notice how they emphasize Queer Eye, and it sums to 47, like Elizabeth. Another thing we pointed out, Elizabeth Warren, she has the right type of name gematria for the presidency. Remember, 47 is very special to D.C. The Freemasons, they have the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation for a structure. The Masonic compass out of the Scottish Rite of France is set at 47 degrees. It was a Scottish Rite Freemason who designed Washington, D.C., L'Enfant. But notice, 47 degrees in tribute to the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. Think about this nation's birthday, the 4th day, the 7th month, the foundation. You NFL fans, the first Super Bowl was in the 47th NFL season. The foundation, masonry, American politics, American football, it all goes back to masonry. There's four base ciphers. Again, the alphabetic order and the reverse alphabetic order, and then those two orders using the rules of numerology. You use those ciphers, you see that D.C., government, authority, the cabal, White House, President, Trump, Republican, Democrat, they all sum to 47. And again, so does France. D.C. was laid out by L'Enfant from France, 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. And for some other numbers, the name George Washington, who was a Scottish Rite Freemason, his name sums to 88. His name also sums to 74, like Masonic. But regarding the 88, Elizabeth is 8847, Trump is 8847, George Washington 8874. Occult 7488, Jewish 7488, Masonic 74, 115, Queer Eye 115, France 115, Freemasons 115. You know, George Carlin's joke again about being in the club and not being in the club. What club do you think he was talking about? You know, Freemasonry, worldwide, tens of millions of people, centuries ago. You know. It is a big network. It's a powerful network. Not everyone who's in Masonry is a powerful person, but a lot of people in Masonry are, especially the ones in government, news media, entertainment, corporate world, banking world. This is the network. This is why they code out the same numbers every single day in front of everyone's face, but almost no one ever catches on. They don't realize what's being done. Meanwhile, supposedly Ukraine, Donald Trump asked Ukraine to investigate Biden. Notice Ukraine sums to 47. And do you know what the 47 connection is with Joe Biden? Do you know what it is? He has a very clear 47 connection. Obama became president at age 47, and Biden was the 47th vice president. If you didn't know that, I don't love Wikipedia, but they do have some things right. And you can verify this besides this Wikipedia. Joe Biden is the 47th vice president. And supposedly Ukraine, another 47 New World Order territory that does everything by this code. Again, if you're new here, just go to my blog and search Ukraine and see how many past Ukraine stories we've covered by the numbers. Stuff goes on worldwide. But keep in mind tomorrow we'll have 47 date numerology, so it'll be interesting to see how the story escalates tomorrow. But you're hearing about the emergence of Elizabeth Warren, the Democratic Party possibly impeaching Trump. Remember, yesterday was his 103rd day of his age. Impeachment inquiry equals 103 the day that began. But just day after day, it's all news by the numbers. And again, there's only so many people in the world using this code. Masonry, one of those people. Masonry, American politics, American history. From the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I think that's what show he's from, or is it just called Queer Eye now? I don't know. I'm not good at keeping up with pop culture. But anyway, his name is Jonathan Van Ness. He's born on the 87th day of the year, which is funny. Oh, did I not put that in the post? I thought I had that in here. There we go. March 28th, the 87th day of the year. Notice he was born in the year 87 too, right? Born in the year 87 on the 87th day of the year. The Democratic Party equals 87. It also equals 102. Notice the name Clinton is 87 and 102. Kind of the face of the party. Even though they're the party's past. You know, when Hillary was... Do a web search right now. Here, let's just do it. 102-year-old woman campaigning for Hillary Clinton. I remember that when this was the story of the day. Born before women could vote, 102-year-old cast ballot. Well, there was more to this story. This was the election day follow-up, but there was also a story about how this woman was campaigning for Hillary even prior to this. And I was just pointing out, you know, really? 102 Clinton, the Democratic Party 102? So, you see how they make up the news by the numbers. Anyway, when the impeachment inquiry happened, it was 102 days after his birthday, or his 103rd day of his age. And from this man's birthday to this new September 25th is 181 days later. That's the 42nd prime number. Freemason's 42. So is female, so is lady, so is bitch. They all sum to 42. And we're talking about the path to the first female president. The Simpsons cartoon said that Trump will be followed by the first female president. Could it be Elizabeth Warren? No, she likes to wear purple, like how Lisa Simpson wears purple in that episode. I noticed that from today to the election is also a span of 406 days. You could also say it's 405 days later. Trump's number 45, the next president's 46. So there's some interesting things coded into his name, but really just wanted to hit the point about how he's born on the 87th day in the year 87. And, of course, how they code out 47 just one more time. I know it's dark right now, but I have that license plate back there that somebody sent me. This isn't a real license plate, but somebody sent me this in the mail. What is 47? You know? Again, you even without decoding, you pay attention, you just see how often that number shows up in movies, TV shows, news stories. It's omnipresent. It's everywhere. And here, just to go back to the Democratic debate, it was in Miami, Florida, which equals 110 like president. It was June 26th, a span of 71 weeks from the election, November 3rd, 2020. It was on a date with 71 numerology, which against the 20th prime, there were 20 candidates. Elizabeth Warren's going to be the only candidate that's 71 years old at the time of the election. And From her launch to run for president, which was February 9th, to the debate was 137 days later. That's interesting because government's 137, White House is 137, Washington, D.C. is 137, authorities 137. Special number there, the 33rd prime. And here, let's just watch this clip real quick. This is how the debate began. We'd already documented the 71-20 thing before the debate even happened. Again, that's the problem with the channel being deleted, because now you can't go back and look at everything that was documented. But when the debate happened, the first question they asked was this right here, which, here, I'll just put it on. I think I can show this. I think it's okay to show the news. So.
And we'll start this evening with Senator Elizabeth Warren. Senator, good evening to you.
Thank you.
You have many plans: free college, free childcare, government health care, cancellation of student debt, new taxes, new regulations, the breakup of major corporations. But this comes at a time when 71% of Americans say the economy is doing well.
When 71%, and again, it's on a 71 date numerology, it's 71 weeks to the election. I mean, it just couldn't be any more in your face. The cabal, doing everything by the numbers, making up stats by the numbers. You know where that stat came from. came from made-up Kabbalah land. 71%. By the way, when Elizabeth Warren announced that she was running on February 9th, that was 133 days from her own birthday. She's from Oklahoma City, which equals 133 like president. And again, White House is 133, government's 133. It was also, so that measurement was to her upcoming birthday. From her last birthday, it was 33 weeks and 1 day later. 331, like 133 in reverse. And remember, when Donald Trump ran for president, the first stat put up the night of the first GOP debate, which was on Fox News, was this right here. Trump, the 133rd richest in the nation, according to Forbes. And Fox News also made a big deal when they had Trump on for the 133rd time. So, just goes to show, all of these government people, personalities, they're on the Kabbalist operating system, without exception. It's plain as day. And Elizabeth Warren, she got a lot of attention last month for speaking in Seattle. Supposedly 15,000 people came out. Keep in mind, Seattle on the 47th parallel, the rotating restaurant on the Space Needle does a full rotation every 47 minutes. Time equals 47. 47, very special number. And again, 47 is the 15th prime number. They said 15,000 people came out. Very possible. Seattle, when Obama was running, Seattle was crazy. Key Arena, where Obama came to speak. I used to live just a block from Key Arena. I was there. That's where I lived when Obama was running back in 2008. It was just crazy how many people came out for that. The stadium was packed, but plus the whole area was packed. People just wanted to be in the area, just knowing Obama was around. There were people everywhere. Everywhere. So, I have no idea how many people came out for that. Way more than 15,000. I know that much. So, Seattle is I don't even like to use the word liberal. I don't think anybody really stands for anything. It's just like they decide what side they're going to stand up for, and then they don't really care. It's just more about the party. I don't really think there are any liberals or conservatives anymore. I think they're just people who are addicted to their party. It's all about their party. Their party can do no wrong. They don't really care about the issues. It's just about their party. So, to me, both parties represent big corporate interests, warmongering, stealing rights and liberties. The rhetoric's a little bit different, but they govern the exact same way. So, anyway. About that L'Enfant plan, the man from France who helped lay out D.C., I'll show you something that's real interesting. The motto of the compass, which is set at 47 degrees, according to Masonry, this is from their own website right here, it stands for circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds, which equals 333, right? It also, well, it sums to more than that, but just to start with the 333 thing, if you write out 47th problem of Euclid, it equals 333, and again, the Masonic compass, which represents this motto, is also in tribute to the 47th problem of Euclid. So isn't that interesting how they're both 333? And then in Jewish gematria, L'Enfant plan is 333. He's the Mason who laid out DC from France. And again, DC, all full of the 47 symbolism. So, by the way, the Republican Party came out of the Whig Party. Whig's another 47. That was Abraham Lincoln that helped make that happen, who gave the speech that begins 407 years ago, 47. And that stands for 87, right? 407 years ago. That motto, you just using the alphabetic order, circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds, sums to 666, 666, number of the beast. The word beast with the alphabetic order, the same cipher as 47. We just saw that Number of the Beast tribute in the Beastquake game with the Seahawks. We just talked about that in the live stream. Russell Wilson got his first rushing touchdown against the Saints, where they were talking about the Beastquake, and it was his first rushing touchdown in 666 days, and it happened in Seattle on the 47th parallel. Marshawn Lynch, who was the guy responsible for the Beastquake, his name equals 66, like Number of the Beast, like how Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. It teaches about 666. So, anyway, you guys should come visit my blog. Type in L'Enfant Plan. There's a lot of information here. But it's late. My back's killing me, so I'm going to kind of rush through this. Trump responded to the impeachment inquiry on the 25th of the month. Again, big number with him. Trump equals 25. Time Magazine, Time, by the way, also equals 25. Time Magazine did an article back when he first became president about how he might be the first president removed with the 25th Amendment. So, I still wonder what they're going to do with Trump. I wonder if he's going to last more than one term. I have a feeling, though, that if he does last one more term, if that does happen, I have a feeling that he's not going to make it through that term. And he might not even make it through the rest of this term. I just have a feeling that when his presidency ends, it'll be in a way that further divides and polarizes the people of the nation. Caller?
Yeah, Zach.
Yes.
Are you still on the air?
I am.
Oh my gosh. I am having some weird stuff with your channel all of a sudden. That is just so strange. I listened and watched your show all night long, and my TV kept saying, we're having a problem with this channel, we're having a problem with this channel, and it kept taking me off, and I'd come back in, it'd take me off, come back in, it'd take me off. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on with your channel, but they're really messing with you for some reason, obviously. But I just wanted to do this. I'm sorry, because I just heard you say that your back was hurting. I don't know how far back I am watching you. But you know the girl with the UN, that teenage climate activist?
Uh-huh.
You said you wanted to know who she's related to?
I do.
Okay, well, I spent the whole show tonight listening to you in my ear, but trying to figure out who she was related to, and I finally did it.
Okay.
It took 3 hours, but I got there. Are you interested to know who it is?
Of course.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this took forever. Okay. Long story short, there's a lady named Caroline Christina, I guess it's Sternberg, and she lived 1820 to 1906. She married this man named, I'm sorry?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. She married this man named Savante Gustav Arba Henris. I hope I'm getting these names right. They had a son. And this son won the Nobel Peace Prize in chemistry in 1903. And he won the Nobel Peace Prize in chemistry in 1903 because he came up with the greenhouse effect.
I see.
And he's one of the founders of modern-day physical chemistry. So they gave him a Nobel Peace Prize for the greenhouse effect that he came up with. And this person who won this Nobel Peace Prize is Greta's great-great-great-grandmother, son. And so there is a relation here. But what was even interesting to me is her family, they're all actors. Her father, her grandfather are all actors, Swedish actors. And her mother is an operatic soprano singer. So they're all in theater, entertainment. But they're releasing a book, and the release date is March 2020. It's a family book, supposedly written by the mother, the father, the two sisters. And the name of the book is Our House is on Fire, Scenes of a Family and a Planet in Crisis. cracks me up. So they're using her, I guess, as a marketing ploy to sell this book. I guess they're not getting many acting jobs lately or something, or whatever. And
it comes
so
out March 3rd. It released the book.
Obviously indoctrinated.
The book comes out March 3rd. 3-3 climate change. CC 33.
Yeah.
Carbon credit. CC 33. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So she's a dropout, a teenage dropout, and now she's a climate activist. She's up there in the UN selling this book, this family book, getting this free advertisement. And the connection is her great-great-great-great-grandmother's son won the Nobel Peace Prize for the greenhouse effect, climate change. And so to me, this is a bunch of actors. It has an actor-indoctrinated daughter, is my opinion, is out, getting publicity for a book that these actors, one generation after another, have written. So there's your connection to her family.
Well, awesome research. You did a great job, and what a surprise that her book comes out on March 3rd, 3-3.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
You gotta love the Swedes.
All right, I'm going to do some more research on this. Yeah, excellent job. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, just write down Caroline Christina Thunberg. That's who she's related to. And her son is, I'll spell it, SVANTE last name ARRHENIUS. That's the Nobel Peace Prize, Chemistry 1903. That's the son of Carolina Christina Thunberg, who Greta is related to.
Okay. Very, very good research. I'm going to investigate all of that a lot more. I appreciate it.
No problem. Have a nice night, Zach.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye. I can't believe it. I can, though. A book on March 3rd, huh? About climate change. Old CC 33. These people sure are repetitive, aren't they? And she's 16, like I pointed out. She's Swedish and she's 16. When you write out 16, it equals 33. When you write out Swedish, it equals 33, like masonry. And, I mean, it's like, yeah, we should care about the planet and what we're doing to it, but their whole thing with climate change, I mean, it's dishonest because it totally neglects the fact of what's going on in the skies, the mad chemistry, the chemical spray, the weather modification, the weather warfare, so anyway. Also in the headlines today, transgender man who gave birth loses court battle to be registered as father. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more to this story, but just what stood out is today has the 53 date numerology, and for years I've documented how when there's a big transgender story, the date numerology is usually 53, and that's because both transgender 53 and gender both sum to 53. Notice that's just the alphabetic order and alphabetic order with rules of numerology. Been tracking this pattern since before we even knew reverse. And back then I was pointing out, it's not hard to see why they're using Bruce Jenner to really forward, what they're doing. And how does he spell? What's his lady name? Bruce Jenner. Kate, spelled a funny way. What's Bruce Jenner? New name. Caitlyn, with a C. Caitlyn. I'd have to go back. I remember when they did the I am Kate or whatever. Anyway, I am Kate, and they spelled Kate C-A-I-T, and I was like, look at that. Kate's 33. I am Kate. That reality show. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things to that. And when he posed on Vanity Fair, another 53 for the transgender thing. So, anyway, on the 53-day numerology, the story of the transgender man who gave birth but then lost the court battle to be registered as a father. His name is supposedly Freddie McConnell. I haven't decoded his name. I'm surprised he's 32 years old. Maybe this story will continue with us until he's 33. Freddie McConnell. Born female, Freddie McConnell transitioned to become a man and was legally recognized as male when he became pregnant in 2017. Okay. Anyway. Again, here's Tom Brady's stats through his first 3 games: 911 passing yards after playing the Jets on the 18-year anniversary of becoming a starting QB in the NFL against the Jets after 9/11 and the Patriot Act. Again, further evidence that all of sports is scripted from the final score to the box score. I turned on Sometimes I feel like when I turn on TV and I catch something, I'm like, man, it was meant for me to turn it on at just this moment to catch this. But then I realized I watched the TV for 3 more minutes, and I realized there's 8 more things I could document. I'm like, yeah, it's not just that I turned on the TV at the right moment. It's that this stuff's going on all the time, and if your eyes are watching it and you're aware of this knowledge, you see what they're doing. ESPN, I turned on ESPN, and they're telling me that Zion Williamson is the 42nd best player in the NBA. And it's sick, right? Because 42 is the number that's stamped all over Black history. You know, the name Jackie equals 42, so does the N-word. The month that sums to 42 is February, Black History Month, and a million more things. You know, the biggest star in the NBA, LeBron James, his name's 42. So many of the biggest star black athletes, musicians have 42 encoded in their entertainer names. Muhammad Ali, supposedly he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Well, if he did, it must be a big coincidence then that Muhammad Ali equals 42 and Cassius Clay equals 33. CC 33, speaking of which. But remember what they did here with... hold on. We got a call over here. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It was one more thing I wanted to tell you. I forgot to tell you during the show. The Joker movie. They trying to say this Joker movie is the most violent movie ever, which is not true, because all movies is more violent than the Joker. And they'll say something about they want to show the movie in the same Aurora Theater or something. Did you see that story?
Really? No, I'm going to have to look into that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just want to remind me, so if you could just look that up. I thought you were going to talk about that tonight, too. So can you look that up, too, quick, like?
Sure, the Joker movie. And hey, what did you call me about earlier, too? Because I remember your call was awesome earlier. I know I haven't written down my notes, but I'm just trying to remember even what you gave me earlier.
Oh, I was talking about the politics about Israel and the
Right.
UK and...
Right.
And the U.S. politics, all the chaos is going on in all the 3 countries.
That's right. Okay, I see this Joker movie is coming out October 4th, 10/4/19, so it comes out on a date with 33 numerology. And it reminds me that...
You just talking about 33. You just talking about 33.
And, well, the 33rd episode of Batman, the 33rd episode of the actual TV show of Batman is where, in that episode, there's the commentary about how Batman's grandfather created Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones.
Yeah, so... Anyway, the 33 release date plus October 1st. I'm just going to remind people on the screen that Batman, when you run the times 6 cipher, has that 666 connection too. So.
But the crazy part about why I want to bring this story, because they're trying to say this movie is the most violent movie ever, which is, come on, Zach. Really?
I bet you it's not as violent as RoboCop.
Exactly. So, and they talking about they want to show it at the same Aurora Theater. Come on now.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into it. I didn't even know that this movie was being made. So.
Yeah, and a lot of people complaining about the mental illness and the movie gonna cause violence or whatever. That's what they're trying to say before the movie come out. So basically, they're hyping the movie up.
So check this out. The movie comes out on the 277th day of the year, right? 277 is the 59th prime number, and Joker, just using the alphabetic order, equals 59. So perfect release date for Joker. 277, 59th prime, Joker, just with the alphabetic order, 59.
And you know, they had to get the Aurora, Colorado back in the news too, because that was the last Batman movie came out that was shooting in Aurora. So
Wait, hold up. I think Aurora equals 88, and I realized that the movie, Aurora does equal 88, and the movie releases on the day leaving 88 days left in the year.
So the new movie that's coming out and leave 88 days left in the year.
October 4th is the 277th day of the year, which connects to Joker, and then it's the day leaving 88 days left in the year, and Aurora equals 88.
That's why they connected it with the Aurora shooting.
Yep, indeed.
Oh, I just wanted you to make that point so you could cover that, since that Joker movie's coming out soon.
Yep. Great.
All right, I'll let you get back to it.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I bet there's more to it too. Who's playing Joker in this one? Failed comedian Arthur Fleck. Is that the name of the Joker? Must. Huh. Arthur Fleck. I'm gonna have to look more into all this. Arthur Fleck equals 51. Notice Batman's 51. Batman's 51. And you see how Arthur Fleck's also 174? Look at, and 66. You see the 174 and the 66? Number of the Beast is 174 and 66. And I was just showing how Batman has that 666 connection as well. There's a headline from 2015. Trump said, "I am Batman" on a helicopter. You can look that headline up. It's in my book. Helicopter is one of those words that's it's also 51 like Batman, but it's 111. Any of the ordinal ciphers, they have an accompanying times 6 cipher. Helicopter's got that 666 connection too. So, all right, there's always more to look into. That's why we need Team Gematria, so that I don't have to kill my back literally. How many weeks in a row have I been complaining about my back hurting? My lady tells me I need to stop doing this show and sleep and rest my back instead of doing the show. But I mean, yeah, you guys, I try to take care of myself, but I realize that I sit in this chair way too much, and like I'm injuring myself, from sitting here so much doing this work. And of course that is my choice, but again, I feel like if I'm not putting out this knowledge, it's just not getting out there as well as it should. And until it is, I feel like I can't rest. So it's just the way I operate. But I wanted to come back to this Zion Williamson thing. Again, Zionism 42. And remember what day the sweepstakes, the lottery sweepstakes was for Zion Williamson. It was May 14th. Which was Israel's birthday, the Zionist nation. And you have proud Zionists that run the NBA. And notice how Zion Williamson sums to 74. This year is going to be the 74th season of the NBA. The 74th season, and the most pure cipher, Zion Williamson, 74. The earthquake that interrupted his first preseason play, they were playing the New York Knicks, which his teammate from Duke is on. New York Knicks is 74, but their team, the game got interrupted because of the earthquake, and they stopped with 74 points on the board. And that just had me going, wait a minute. Like, is this another type of World Series earthquake tribute thing in the Zion Williamson preseason game? I mean, it's not going to get nearly as much attention as the 1989 World Series, but I just thought, what are the odds that 74 points are on the board when the game gets interrupted? 2 weeks ago, to transition topics, 2 weeks ago, Monday Night Football, the Raiders won. They beat the Denver Broncos, and then after the game was over, a story emerged that day a former Oakland Raider had been killed. Former Oakland Raider dead. And I said, here it is, another example. Sports and ritual murder. So, get this. This Monday night, the Bears beat the Redskins. And this news story just came out today, Wednesday, that this former Chicago Bear died on Sunday, the day before the Bears won. And I bet you anything 5 years ago, this story would have come out Sunday. Maybe Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning. I bet you anything 5 years ago, they would have released this story. But you know what's sad, because my channel's been deleted? I had so many examples over the years on my channel of covering a football-related death on a Sunday or a Monday morning or a Thursday morning before a primetime football game. And I'd say, look at this. Death of a player connected to the team that's playing in primetime tonight. I remember a very specific one. A former 49er and Los Angeles Ram died the day of Monday Night Football. It was reported in the morning, and that Monday night, the Monday night game, was the 49ers and Rams, the teams he played for. But anyway, they used to put these stories out before the games were played, and I'd say, now watch what happens. Watch how this team will win. And then sure enough, they would. And I'd say, see, it's like a ritual sacrifice for the game. Now look at this. A Chicago Bear dies. The next day, his team's on primetime. This Chicago Bear, he was born Wallace Hashim Chambers, known as Wally Chambers. From his birthday, May 15th, to his death, September 22nd, was 130 days later. And notice, Washington equals 130. The Chicago Bears defeated Washington on Monday Night Football the day after his death. And this is what goes on year after year, the same type of riddles. And keep in mind, I just exposed the Washington State University rigged football game, which summed to 130 points. You see? Notice it's also 4 months and 7 days, like 47. His surname Chambers equals 33 and 48. MNF's 33 and 48. Last year, week 1 Monday Night Football game doubleheader, the winning scores were 33 and 48, numbers that show up all the time. His name in the most pure cipher is 85, like National Football League. He joined the league in 73. From 73 to 2019 is 46 years later. Chicago equals 46. Chicago won its only Super Bowl with 46 points. They won with a score of 46-10 over the Patriots with the revolutionary 4-6 defense. Patriots equals 46. Tom Brady's 46. Tom Brady, the 199th pick, the 46th prime, etc., etc. With regards to 1973 being 46 years ago, sacrifice is 73 and 46. And they waited until today, Wednesday, to release this story, the date with 46 numerology. You see? You see how they did that? They could have put it out Sunday. They could have put it out Monday, Tuesday. They waited until today, the date with the 46 numerology. Genesis 46 begins with the sacrifice. And they called him Wally, which sums to 73, like the year they joined the league. Mason, 73. Notice he played in 88 games and started 74. We talked about 88 and 74. Occult, 88 and 74. Occult meaning hidden knowledge, which includes gematria. Again, with the alphabetic order. English, gematria, occult, Masonic, Jewish, they're all 74. So is energy. And speaking of 74, I often talk about the group of numbers that sum to 74, or the group of words that sum to 74, gospel, parables, Messiah, Jesus, cross, they all sum to 74. Somebody pointed out that the Latin spelling of Jesus, IESVS, equals 74. And look at the overlap in all of the ciphers with these words. Notice the Latin spelling of Jesus is the exact same as cross in all four. And there's more words that could fit in here. Christian is 61. Christmas is 61. Church is 61. 61 is the 18th prime number. 61 is a very special number coming from sacred geometry. The flower of life's made out of 61 circles. So anyway, just wanted to share that too. Great comment left by James Alexander. Never made that observation before. And I thought, wow, just one more for the 74 list. And for all the people who think that we use too many ciphers, do realize that for, the majority of time that I've taught this, I just used the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, and we talked about Jesus and that example in 74 countless times. When I first learned reverse, I tested it out and I looked at things like Jesus Christ and I said, wow, Jesus Christ sums to 74 with the reverse alphabetic order and the rules of numerology. And there's just so many synchronicities when you run the alphabetic order in reverse that you realize it's not a coincidence. It's literally the other half of the code. It's the other half of the code with which English is built on. So I think I hit everything I wanted to cover plus more, learned some more, some great calls that added to the show. So thank you. Appreciate everyone who phoned in and added. But I am going to wrap it up, you guys. I have not eaten anything. It's almost 10 o'clock, and my back's killing me. And I will survive, so don't feel too bad for me, but it is the reality of the situation. So have a great rest of your night, your day. Until next time, Truth Seeker.